So I'm scrolling through TikTok and minding my business, and I see a video that's talking about how the United States does not have an official religion, which is true. We're not a Christian nation. We were not founded as a Christian nation. We were founded on the principle of freedom from oppression related to religious belief and practice. And if you know and learn about the original colonies, you will know that some of them had specific religious identities and others had literally specific pre-constitutional, pre-government treaties with England that they did not have to enforce religious rule in their colonies. So if you don't know about that, I recommend you go read it. But while I was watching that video, I was perusing the comments and I saw this comment here, okay, which really stuck out as one of maybe the most uneducated attempts at a slam dunk zinger comment I've ever seen. Now, the person in this comment is essentially implying that, well, it says in the Constitution that Congress cannot enact laws or declare a religion for our country. But good thing those other two branches aren't Congress, so they must be a Christian institution. Let me explain to you how branches of government work. Let's go in the other room. All right. Imagine this line is the U.S. government. The U.S. government is composed of three branches. That part you clearly already know. There's the legislative branch. There's the executive branch. And there's the judicial branch. As you can see, this is the government. Each of these branches are a separate segment or office of one government. They're not their own singular operating bodies. They exist in a trifecta of power, which gives us the concept of checks and balances, which means this one doesn't have all the power. This one doesn't have all the power. This one doesn't have all the power. They each hold separate pieces of that power. Why am I breaking this down for you? Because to say that because one branch has documentation saying that they will not declare an official religion doesn't mean that the other two branches aren't specifically a Christian nation government setup. It means you fundamentally don't understand that those three branches of government are all part of one joined larger government. Congress is the body that has laws written into the Constitution that say Congress shall not, and then declare our First Amendment rights. That's because Congress is the legislative branch, and the whole role and function of the legislative branch is to make the United States laws. Executive branch cannot make laws. They can suggest laws, they can pressure lawmakers to follow their agenda, but they cannot create law. The judicial branch rules on whether a law is constitutional and sets precedent for other laws, but they do not themselves create laws. The only body with the authority to create law in the United States system of government is the legislative branch. So obviously in the Constitution, when it talks about making or not making laws, it calls specifically out Congress because that's the only body, again, that can make the laws. You have access to all of the world's information in the palm of your hand every time you get on this cell phone or this tablet or the laptop or whatever you're using to watch TikTok. You have literally the ability to learn more than anyone else who's lived in your family line before you. And not only learn those things, but then apply them with critical thinking. Why? Because you are given that ability as a human being. Yet, that's not what you choose to do with your brain capacity, and that's not what you choose to do with your time. You choose to sit on the internet and write junk like this and then pat yourself on the back like, oh, yeah, I'm clever. You're not clever. You sound extremely uneducated. You sound extremely uneducated. Ooh, this is why people want to get on this app. And then they want to make this commentary about how they understand the Constitution, yet clearly do not have the literacy to understand a three-branch system. I don't know what to tell you, guy. If you want to better understand things like the three branches of government, what all the offices do, congressional committees, what a majority Senate leader does, all of this stuff you hear on TikTok and in the punditry and on the news that maybe you don't understand or just can't remember because you learned about it 20, 30, or 40 years ago. Or maybe you struggle, like our friend, with reading comprehension or literacy, and there's no shame in that. There are tools available to you. If you want to know more about these topics, please come follow my completely free Substack, where I break down government and civics into simple language any adult with at least a 6th grade education can understand in a loving, supportive environment, unlike this video. Because I'm sorry, oh boy, you done pissed me off.